I guess the first thing is like, does it hook me right away?
Okay.
Which is sad because sometimes I make things. I'm like, just wait till like, page 20.
It's going to be really good later.
Just stay in. But I'm like, it is true. Like when I'm watching like 80 films, kind of like if you're watching like an audition, it's like, you kind of know in those first couple minutes, like, am I going to be invested in this? Do I care?
Yes.
Is this different? Have I seen this before? So it's kind of like do something to kind of get them hooked, get the audience hooked and gripped right away. Do I believe the actors?
This is the Cinematography for Actors podcast.
More than a podcast, Cinematography for Actors is a vibrant community devoted to bridging the gap between talent and crew. Each week, our show offers transparent, insightful conversations with industry leaders. We unveil the magic behind the scenes, from candid discussions about unique filmmaking processes to in-depth technical exploration. Join us in unraveling the intricacies of filmmaking, one episode at a time. It's more than just cameras and lenses. We aim to inspire, educate, and empower as we peel back the curtain on the art of effective storytelling. Now on to the episode.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a Cinematography for Actors podcast episode, special edition, live, not live. We're always live, but this time we are not, from Mammoth Film Festival. I am joined, Indiana Underhill here. I'm joined with my co-host, Haley Royal.
Hi.
And our first guest of Mammoth Film Festival, aside from the red carpet, Max Adler, wonderful judge. Hello, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much. I'm honored.
I am so excited to have you here as our first, we were introduced as victims, so it's like...
That was quite an introduction.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know, I'm like,
we're all-
okay, well, we're like linen. We're not too like scary over here, I think.
No, it kind of unified us. It was like, hey, we're all going into battle together.
exactly.
We're all on the same page
Exactly.
here.
Especially in the blizzard.
We're all victims in a blizzard.
Yeah.
It's
We're all
exciting.
victims of the
I
snow.
know.
It's exciting.
So it's all three of our first times at Mammoth.
Oh, how
Right?
about that? How
Yeah.
rare.
Which is just kind of wonderful because I think every film festival, and you're probably the same because you're an actor and director and producer and you've been to multiple festivals, it is kind of like that community of you like see the same people every day, you rely on that, you find your own network within that time frame. It's fun, right? So
Exactly how I've been describing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But weirdly, and you've been to other festivals too.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them are bigger in
Totally.
population,
Mhm.
size, geography,
Yeah.
and it's like I have like major FOMO, and I feel like I'm like I can't hit every party
Yeah.
and see everybody and do every lunch, and like I'm like I missed out on this, and this I feel like I get to do everything. I get to
Yes.
see everybody. I get
Yes.
to cross paths with people that
Mhm.
either I know or I
Yeah.
just met. Like there's like
Yeah.
one place for a party that everyone gets to get together with at
I
the end of the
know.
night. And, like,
no
it's great.
ego.
No
it's great.
egos.
We love that. Yeah.
I love a no ego
I
collaboration, and it's blizzarding and beautiful, and there's responsible drivers, and
Also,
Art-
like the possibility of a blizzard really like trauma bonds you quickly to
Yeah.
everyone here. So
Yeah.
that community.
You're like, we're
is
gonna be
even
stuck in the snow together. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
might be
everyone's having a
stuck
really
here.
good attitude about it. I
Yes.
know, like we might get snowed in, but like we're all together
be
and we have a lot
fun.
of resources. Yeah,
I
exactly.
brought my dogs, so they're
Oh,
with us.
yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, we have two puppies with us.
Where are they?
They're at
They
they're
okay?
hiking all day with the dog pipe. Is it hiking? Puppy hiking company. Yeah, we found them here.
There's a puppy hiking company that takes your dogs and hikes.
Mhm. all
That's
day.
incredible.
8-hour
I know.
hike.
8-hour hike.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to get that for my toddler.
I
Like,
know.
You're running off.
Exactly.
Get out of
Yeah.
here.
Now
Did you
let's-
bring your toddler?
No. No, when he's a little older, he'll be 4 next month. And no, this would be too chaotic and crazy
It
and
would
late nights
be.
and snow. But when he gets a little bit older, for sure.
Pup
They should
hiking
have
company.
daycare
Yeah.
going.
That
That's
would be
my next business.
Oh yeah,
Adventure.
smart.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
CFA babysitters.
Yes.
I think you're onto something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now let's dive into judging.
Okay.
This is such an interesting piece of a festival. It is integral, and a lot of people actually don't know what goes into judging. And I know this is your first time
Yeah.
here, but also is it your first time judging at a festival?
My first time judging at a
This is
festival.
great.
So I don't really know
Awesome.
what
Okay.
other festivals do or
That's
what the
okay.
criteria
You don't
is,
need
but
all
I
the
know
answers. Yeah.
yeah, for this one, I'm just short films. Like
Okay,
they like
cool.
divide them up by like, certain people do the features, there's like music
Okay.
videos, episodic,
Mhm.
there's shorts, and so my task was shorts. And what's cool about this was they send them all to you ahead of time. There's like
Yes,
a
great.
link called Film Freeway.
Nice.
You see all the films, you get to watch them, and so it's nice because then you're not influenced by like, oh, like I met this person, and I like now we have this bond, or like
You're
the
also
audience
not in a
reacted this
dark
way.
cinema all day, which
Right,
can be a
right.
lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can like watch a few, grab a lunch,
Yeah.
check out the anyway. So I got to watch them all. Blown away by quite a few. Certain ones like stand out in a
Mhm.
big way. I've met some of those directors and actors from those films, and told them like, hire me. I want to work with you. Like you're
Aw.
really good. But yeah, it's cool just to see what's out there. That like how large budgets are for short films.
Right.
How many people it takes to produce a short film, how much of their life, like I met a guy who I flew out here yesterday with, who's from Brazil, who like got into this festival and he flew himself from Brazil.
Wow.
It's like this huge deal. He might like move to America now.
Totally.
Like this means literally like the world to
Yeah.
a lot of people. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh, a short film, but like it's a game-changing thing.
So you're saying you were sent these links and you were able to watch everything before you got here so that you aren't influenced by the people you're meeting and people you like. Does that mean that your decisions are made already?
They are. I've given
Wow.
my
cool.
my favorites to the
Okay.
festival coordinators, and I don't know if they know the winners. I think they're still tallying everything up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, things are decided basically before the screenings even happen,
Great.
which is actually good because I heard one of the files yesterday was corrupted.
Yeah, we were there for
And-
that.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that, but like, guess what? Judges already saw it. We know how
Right.
good it
It's
is.
true.
You
So
already
True.
know.
we already know. So yeah, and it was just kind of like pretty simple. It was like best actor, best actress,
Got
best film. Like what's like what I thought like the best film was like filmmaking, but then like what was like my personal favorite, cinematography, that kind of thing. So
Great.
yeah.
And so criteria, I know you just said like there's the different actor, cinematographer, things like that. What are the criteria you've created to evaluate, or are there ones you're going off of based off the festival itself?
That's a great question. There was no criteria really given to us. So I
Okay.
guess it's just me watching as like an actor producer.
Yeah.
I guess the first thing is like does it hook me right away?
Okay.
Which is sad because sometimes I make things. I'm like, just wait till like, page 20.
It's
And
gonna
now
be
I'm
really
seeing
good
this and-
later.
yeah, just stay in. But I'm like, it is true. Like when I'm watching like 80 films, kind of like if you're watching like an audition, it's like you kind of know in those first couple minutes, like, am I going to be invested in this? Do I care?
Yes.
Is this different? Have I seen this before?
Right.
So it's kind of like do something to kind of get them hooked, get the audience hooked and gripped right away. Do I believe the actors, or does it look like short film actors?
Right,
Actors
totally.
that like take me away and transport me and make me forget I'm watching a film. And then I like something that kind of means something or has something to say, not like necessarily like social impact necessarily, but just like art, like something that's like you
message,
can
yeah.
you're entertained, but like there's also something being said. So that's kind of my criteria.
Yeah.
We have some exciting news. CFA has teamed up with We Make Movies to get you a discount on production management services, including access to comprehensive production insurance and workers' comp for your next shoot. Visit wemakemovies.org/insurance and use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote.
And for like the actor brain in you,
Yeah.
when watching, like touching on the short film acting, what are the things that take you away, like take you out? Like not bad acting, but what are some of the things you notice when you're like, oh, that doesn't feel true to character?
Yeah,
Is
what
it?
pulls you out of the story?
Yeah.
Bad editing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because that's like when it's like I'm like, oh, they weren't there a second ago, like not like mentally there, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're in a different headspace or like
Yeah.
like their choices. I'm like that no, like that wasn't the performance that they were giving. Like you've tried to wedge this in, and like
Yeah.
now I'm jarred, and like I'm reminded that I'm watching a film.
Mhm.
So not the actor's fault, maybe
Yeah.
just an editor.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
editors, but like
No,
sometimes
yeah.
there's bad editing, and I think
Yeah.
that to me is that kind of separates like
Got
the
it.
award-winning shorts from the not is just the I guess the production side of it more so
Totally.
than the acting, because the acting you can only the acting you're kind of doing what you're given,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot of time and not a lot of days and not a lot of
Yes.
hours, and so
Mhm.
I give the actors a break, but I think
Yeah.
like if you're gonna put $30,000 or whatever into a short film, like you better get a pretty decent crew, because like it's competitive and people are submitting from all over the world, and
Yeah.
like do a good job.
A
I
lot of
know.
pressure on an editor. Like
It is.
heavy lies the crown. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But editors, I feel like, they can make a performance.
Absolutely.
And they've made mine, or, they really do control the pacing.
I mean,
That's
there's
a
a whole
big
book on it in
responsibility.
the blink of an eye where they, actors are taught like, wait to blink because an editor will always cut on or after the blink.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, or right
Don't-
before, depending on what the story is. But they're in control of kind of how long that's playing out.
It's very interesting because just acting with like an acting coach of mine, he was saying like blinking kind of like betrays like the truth. Like when you're blinking,
Right.
it's like a tell of like
Yeah.
you're not really connected, you're not really
You're not
feeling
there.
it. Like you're like it's like when you say something, you're like, oh, but like my brother died. And you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
no, like
Right.
it's like that kind of a thing.
Yeah,
But then it's like you can't like you shouldn't be thinking like don't blink, because then like
Totally.
you're not in the scene.
For sure.
But it's so distracting now watching it, and I'm seeing like just like going crazy, and it's like, oh, like you're lying, like you're having a tough time saying that word and like believing it.
You're trying to remember a line, maybe,
or something,
or
right.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on when filming, but again, that's the editor to me. Hopefully, saves that. But if they go the other way, that's the thing I think that separates.
Right, they can make a break.
What I love, yeah.
What are some of the common themes you saw this year?
Actually, that's a great question, but I don't think I saw. I don't know, a common theme. They were all so different. There was animated ones. There was ones about acting school. I guess the common theme would be kind of inside baseball. Like a lot of them did take place like in the industry. It was like about like notes for scripts or about actors or about acting classes or about there's a lot of like
I love
kind
movies
of
like that when we get to evaluate our own industry and
Totally.
people tell it.
Because it's like write what you know, and like you're friends with like a lot of the actors. You have the gear. It's like let's just show the gear. Like you have access to like the acting class room and like the studio. So that came up a lot. I don't know. I honestly was just impressed because I just you think like short film and you're kind of like that's like amateur hour, but like it's really I was blown away by the caliber of short films that I saw. I was like it was like really genuinely good filmmaking, and I was like this is a competitive field, and like the Oscars are giving awards for shorts now too. So like, it's a field that's worthy of competing in.
Yeah. Honestly, I truly believe that short film is the medium of the future. It's in the past year since we've been doing this. The short film that I have watched and been extremely inspired by has just been some of the most deeply artistic and explorative work that I've ever seen.
And no one has an attention span anymore.
No, I don't have an attention span. I don't want to go watch a feature film anymore. I want to watch a 1-hour block of 7-minute shorts, because I know if I don't like the one I'm watching, it'll be over soon, and I'll probably see something really awesome next.
Well, because that's how you live life, right? It's like with TikTok or Instagram, you're kind of like it's this curated. Like I can go to what I want and like skip past what I don't want, and you're right. And also, I feel like it gives the filmmaker like the autonomy to like do what they want to do, and it's like a proof of concept of like showing like, hey, studios, like if you did give me $50 million, like this is my vision, this is what I can do, and it's like showing a lot of people their art before they wouldn't even be given an opportunity like that.
Yeah, there's so much more leeway is not the right word, but it's the one I'm going to use. Leeway for just exploring something.
I think leeway is right, because they're not getting notes from like studios and networks, and it's like what they want to do, they do, and they put it out there.
As buck wild as you want in a short film.
Yeah,
and people will be like,
to the consumer.
Yeah, 20 years later, you're not gonna have to release a director's cut to prove that that's the movie you wanted to make. So
And also, and even like with producing now, like I've read like feature scripts that like come with like a short, and I'm like, it's like you read the script and like, I'm like, oh, now I see exactly like now I'm visually like stimulated after like reading the script, and I'm like, so I think you're right. I think you're onto something.
Now,
I love it.
What are your biggest wrapping up here? What are for next time? This is the first time judging. You saw the films, short films specifically. You know who the winners are in your brain.
Right.
What is the workflow, or how would your process change next time you're judging? Would you change any way about the way you evaluated films, or talk to the filmmakers when you saw them? Like anything that would change for next time?
Yeah, I had a foot and mouth moment because how they send this link, like an email, a click link on like Film Freeway, and so for me it's just easy to like click it and watch it on my phone. But I told a couple of directors that I watched it on my phone. Especially the animator who did like Mushka, and he was just like,
he's like, I worked for a decade to draw this.
Yeah. And I was like, no, but it was really, I was like, I have like my son here, we were watching it, like it held his attention span, and like you did really great. But I will never, no, next time I'm gonna have to like stream it to the big TV. So that was my fault. I'm sorry.
It is like I think we're, as a cinematographer, we're so used to being told like this is going to be seen on like you shoot it for a big screen, but the majority of your audience is going to be watching it on a smaller screen. It's just, I know. But Nolan said like, watch Oppenheimer on the phone. I don't care. He's like, just watch the film. Totally.
And even I just did a film, in December, and it was like the whole crew instead of Video Village, there's like
Dailies,
yes,
yeah.
they're
Everyone's
watching
watching
the
it on their
monitor
phone.
on their
Yeah.
own phone
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, well, anyway, but apologies, and I'll watch it on a big TV next time. But otherwise, I like the process, and I feel pretty good about my decisions.
Well, we are so happy that you're the first guest we had here,
Thank
Max
you.
Adler. Thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see you at the rest of the festival.
Cool. I'm excited to see you guys. Thank you so much.
I hope
It's
that
lovely. I don't feel like a
that
victim
your
at all.
picks win.
Yay!
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the winners after they win.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you.
Join us in bridging the gap between talent and crew. Start by subscribing on your preferred podcast platform, sign up for our newsletter to stay up to date on vendor discounts, community events, and new podcast releases, and educate yourself through our free course releases on YouTube. It all starts at cinematographyforactors.com. And if you like this episode, consider leaving a review to make it easier for other listeners to find us.